Hey everybody, Poker Dad here. My third video in 3 days. I know I've been pretty active with doing videos. Um, I appreciate you guys watching. In this particular video here, I'm going to just be looking at this hand I played from yesterday. I just reviewed it. This isn't going to be a long video. I'm just going to kind of explain my thoughts here on this hand, and I'd love to get any feedback in the comments. I love your feedback. It's really great, and I do appreciate all the support I'm getting on this channel. Um, I do have an announcement. I'm actually going to have a nice intro to my videos coming soon. I have somebody, a friend of mine, who has a YouTube channel of her own. She's going to be making me a nice little intro. Pretty excited about that. Um, but anyway, just wanted to show this hand here. It's going to be a quick video. I already did the review, so I just wanted to run through this hand because I thought it was a pretty interesting hand here. So here, as you can see, so just so you know, this hand was played on Ignition um, at ML25 yesterday. Had a good session yesterday, or a good day yesterday, I should say. I finished up about $69, and that includes the fact that I busted out of BetOnline, so I'm off of BetOnline again because I busted out. I do want to go back there again at some point, but not right now. Right now, I'm just going to focus on Ignition and America's Card Room. So anyway, here we have King King here in the big blind, and we get a limper here from the cutoff, and the small blind continues, and I decide to bump it up to 5 big blinds here, which I know is well, actually, no. This is actually This is pretty standard here when we talk about 5 big blinds, because we'd normally be raising at 3 big blinds plus one for each limper, so 5 big blinds. And I wanted to show this in big blinds, by the way. This player, by the way, if you will notice, is a short stack player. He's a recreational player. The stats I had on him at the time only 23 hands, but he had a 52 VPIP and a 30 PFR. So clearly a recreational player. Also the fact that he has not been topping up. So keep that in mind. And we go here to the flop. So this right here is a clear C bet for me here. With the overpair, I mean, other hands that I would be C betting here are going to be, of course, sevens, tens, and sixes. In this spot here, it's possible I could have 7-6 suited as well, but 7-6 suited, I actually really could also just flat here and just call and go multi-way, because 7-6 would play well in a multi-way pot. Also, I would have a good relative position here as well, with the small blind having continued. So it's actually would have been a good spot for me there. But that's if I had 6-7. But I mean, obviously, all my sets, all my sevens, tens, and sixes, those kind of hands, I'm usually going to bump up here without hesitation. Maybe the sixes I'll hold back, but usually not. If I actually look at my chart versus limpers, sixes actually I'd be bumping up here. So all of these hands I would have been bumping up. And of course, I'm going to be betting over pairs here as well, and some tens as well. I can bump up here as well, especially tens that are suited tens, diamonds. That would make a flush draw here, and of course I'm going to be c betting my flush draws here as well. So because this guy is a calling station, though, I'm actually going to, usually I would say I'm gonna bet 1 to 3 value to bluff ratio, but because I can see this guy as a calling station, I'm actually gonna put more value in my range and make it more of a 1-to-1. Not sure if that's the right play or not, but I'm just thinking about this logically. If somebody's a calling station, I'm probably gonna want to have less bluffs in my range and more value in my range. So, and here I'm c betting about 50% of my range. Being out of position versus a player like this as well. So kings, of course, is going to be a clear c bet here, and I bet 6.48 big blinds, which gives him 27% pot odds. And my reasoning for this bet size was because there is a flush draw out there, and I want to charge him for it. and make him pay. Yeah, make him pay because he's going to most likely call, of course. So let's get some value out of him chasing some, well, not really chasing, but calling some flush draws. And maybe, of course, it's the correct call, but I want to get some value out of this here. And he does call. And here we get a five of hearts. So now we have, if he was calling with things like backdoor flush draws, which is certainly possible that he could be doing that because, again, he's calling about 70% of hands, which would include backdoor flush draws. Then now he has another possibility of flush draws in his hand. So anyway, in this spot here, I'm definitely going to want to throw out a double barrel in this spot with my kings. Again, I assume he's going to call. I don't really have many hands, of course, on him here, but I assume that he's probably going to call a turn bet as well with most of his draws and also any kind of pairs that he may have, which of course I am beating. Could he have a hand like? Well, let's bet here. First, we're definitely betting, so I'm not too worried about what he has at this point. We're going to definitely double barrel here. So when he raises here, I got to really give this some thought of what he may have here. Now, first thing I will say is, regardless of what he has, I'm absolutely calling my kings here. Kings are going to be a hand, especially on this particular board, that I am going to be calling a raise to here. And this raise wasn't huge, so a little bit over 2x, not even 3x. So, I mean, the question really was, okay, what is he raising here? He's got two pairs like a 6-7 that would limp call, but he's got three combos of that. If he had a 6 and he landed now a 5, he only has two combos of 6-5. I don't think he has any sets here because these sets he would have most likely raised on the flop. And the 5s, there's probably a decent chance that he's not going to have 5s as well. 5s may be one of the few hands that he would actually fold here. So I don't really put him on a set of 5s. Now, could he have two pairs like a 10-5, a 7-5? It is possible. But again, I mean, there's not many combos of that as well. So I don't know. I just feel like, if he's doing this, he's doing it weak, and doing it maybe with some nut flush draws. Maybe he had like a ace. Maybe he had something like a suited ace here with hearts, and now he's raising that. Always possible. There's so many bluffs here, and there's just not that much value here. So we'll keep that in mind. This was really my thought process when playing this particular hand. And of course, I'm definitely going to call it. I'm not going to raise it here. I'm not going, because my kings are not strong enough for a 4-bet here. I think this is just simply a flat, and then maybe it goes check check, or I can check call as well. And my thought process there was, oh well, I could raise it. Now he only has 32 big blinds left, and he's pretty much committed at this point. But I just didn't see the logic behind raising here, because then at that point, I'm probably only getting called with hands that are better than mine. And I'm folding out all of his draws. So it really wouldn't have made much sense. Here now we get a queen of spades here on the river. And now, of course, I'm going to check back to him here. Really kind of hoping for a check-check. But I'm not really, again, I don't really feel like I'm behind by too much here. Now, he does decide to shove, which is fine because, I mean, he was pot committed. He's going to have to shove here. And, so I thought about this and thought, what value does he really have here? Besides maybe that two pair. Now, he could have a straight 2. Let's not forget the fact, I did think about the fact he could have 8-9 suited, which would have raised the turn. I forgot to actually mention that of course he could have had 8-9 suited. That would have raised the turn here. And that was really my biggest concern was that he had 8-9 suited. Here's the thing. All right, if you know anything about recreational players on Ignition, they are very quick to shove all in. Um, and this is just something I've noticed from recreational players on Ignition. And if you play on Ignition, you have seen it as well, especially at these stakes. I don't know how the higher stakes are, but I've seen this all the way to NL50 on Ignition. That these players, when they have a strong hand, a lot of times they'll just shove. So when he raises me but doesn't shove, doesn't commit on the turn, I'm just not that worried about 9-8 suited here and him having a straight. Now, could he have again two pairs that beat me? Absolutely. He could have King 10, Queen 10, even maybe hands like Queen 7 suited. But again, you know, there's just not that many combos of this stuff for me to be that worried about it. Not only that, but we're getting, as you can see here, we're getting close to 4-1 odds on this here for a call. So as you know, that means that we only need to be right about 25% of the time. So for me, this just became a clear call. And you know what? If he does surprise me and flip over 9-8 suited or, two pair, then so be it. But for me, it was definitely a call. And he ends up turning over 3-3. So he turns his threes into a bluff, which isn't really a very good play, of course. Because granted, yeah, sure, threes probably are going to lose, but I don't know if 3-3 is the best bluff here, because threes really, you know, are not blocking much unless he's trying to represent that he has 3-4 and a straight that way. But I'm pretty sure he's not thinking on that kind of level. I just think he's thinking, well, I have no chance to win this pot. Might as well just shove and hopefully he'll fold. Is probably the thought process he was going with here. Is just trying to get me to fold a better hand. But I didn't, and we ended up taking it down. It was a nice pot, and yeah. So anyway, I would like to get your guys' feedback on this particular hand. If you thought that the call was the right play on the river, and what else would you maybe have done differently in this hand, or would you have played the hand the same exact way? Love to hear your feedback. And if you like this video, please let me know. Click the like button and subscribe if you have not yet. I really appreciate that. And yeah, so until next time, PokerDad out.